What up, what up? This is H2OG, back another topic, back another video. So the title of this video is gonna be, can women lead men? So admin notes, thanks again to all the subscribers to the channel. I endeavor to keep pushing the video out. You leverage, the better yourselves. So I'm pretty sure that folks obviously looked at the title of this video and clicked on it and was kind of interested in what this black guy you see on the thumbnail is going to say about can women lead men. Because I really believe that some folks click on certain videos to get triggered intentionally, right? And it's crazy. Like, why would you put yourself in a bad mood like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know this is going to trigger you, then why even watch it? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not up here for likes, views, all these other things. I am making videos because of legacy, which I had mentioned before, a long time ago in a video. And then number two, to better men and to give men information, right? So yeah, I mean, for his views, yes, I want young men and all men alike to watch the video because I want men to get a better understanding. But if women watch it, that's fine too. You know, whoever watches it, that's fine. You know, hopefully it gives you some knowledge and some information, right? And this is my personal view of it. So this is not something I read in the dictionary. This is not something that I took from somebody else. This is anecdotal experience, and then also experience that I've noticed from other couples, other relationships, and of course being in the military and being led by women, right? So let's get into it. So can women lead men? That is a loaded question. That's a loaded question. So let's go back to biblical times, right? Adam and Eve, right? So I'm not going to quote the Bible, but we all know, well, folks that are Christians and read the Bible and know something about the Bible, know that in Genesis, Eve enticed Adam to eat the apple from the tree of life, and then they found out they were naked, right? And then this is the beginning of sin, according to the Bible. So when God came down to search for Adam, he asked, where's Adam? Not quoting the Bible, right? I'm not quoting what God said. I'm just saying that he came down from heaven and asked where Adam was. He didn't ask where Eve was, right? He asked Adam where he was because Adam was the leader, not Eve. So since the beginning of the Bible and the beginning of time, from my personal research, men have always led women in every aspect, right? So, in modern times, you have a lot of women that are in leadership positions, whether it be like they're CEOs of companies, they're shift managers on the job, they're lead lawyers, they're lead doctors, right? Like, women have been put in all kinds of leadership positions. And for the most part, from what I've seen, most women that I've seen in leadership positions have done very well. They really have. I'm not even gonna front about that. But when you look at from a holistic perspective and you look at it from like a society perspective, right? It is unnatural for women to lead men because men are supposed to be the ones leading women. They're the ones supposed to be leading everything, the leader of all things, right? Even in a marriage. In a marriage, a man supposed to be leading, not the woman. And I think there's been so many situations in modern times where men have fell short of their potential, of their leadership skills, and they have forced women to be in leadership positions. Because it's like, if you're not gonna lead, then who's gonna lead? So I'm gonna take over the reins. I'm gonna grab this yoke and start pulling this cattle, right? And from what I've seen and what I've noticed and what I've done as far as like talking to women, most women feel out of place when they're in leadership positions. Most, not all. Because of course you do have women that are naturally masculine and they feel very comfortable being in leadership positions. That's totally fine, right? But for the most part, a lot of women that I've talked to in the past and in present times would rather a man lead them, not the other way around. So let's go to my military time, right? So first 6 years I was in the Army, I was in the Adjutant General Corps. So what that was that basically I was an admin clerk / mailman, right? And not being biased or anything or whatever, but for the most part, that particular field in the Army is heavily populated by women. So I constantly had women that was over me. There was my NCO, my officer, my lead officer, all those things, right? So I was taking direction for women all the time those first 6 years, because that was a very heavy populated women field in the Army. So of course, because of their rank and because of their position, of course I obeyed them, right? Because at the end of the day, it had to be some type of structure when it came to the military. So I wasn't going to disobey them, right? So if they told me something, right, I mean, I was going to do it. There was no question about that. There were certain times we went to the field, and they were in leadership positions where they were leading us in battle and all these other things, like simulated battles, like, just training. And of course, I still did the same thing. I obeyed, and I went on and did what they told me to do. But, still talking about the military, there's a reason why just recently they have allowed women to be in combat roles. Because in the military, for the most part, for a long period of time, women were not allowed to be infantry. They were not allowed to be rangers. They were not allowed to be all these physical things that men were a part of in the military. And I mean, it was from a biological sense. Now, as far as the military is saying it was from a logical and mental sense, I'm not exactly sure about that, right? But physically, those jobs are so demanding on the body that, that for the most part, a lot of women would not be able to withstand the rigors of being in those jobs. And those jobs are heavily populated by leaders. You have to be a leader in those positions. You have to be a leader, period, in the Army for the most part. That's the reason why they have a retention rate where, if you don't become a leader in a certain period of time, they put you out, right? But those particular positions, basically you start off almost being a leader. You actually follow to learn how to be a leader, but eventually you are a leader. So like I said, for a long time, the Army did not let women be in those fields. Now you have the first, I think, maybe a year or two ago, there was the first woman that actually graduated Ranger School and all those other things or whatever. So women are definitely actually pursuing these leadership roles. But the thing is that, from a natural biological sense, and from a mental sense, there's a lot of men that will not accept a woman leading them. That's just facts. I'm talking to women, right? There's a lot of men out there. I would say about 90% of men are not going to mentally accept a woman leading them because it does not feel natural. It's not natural, right? They the one supposed to be leading. But like I said, women have been put in these leadership positions because men have fell short, right? There are a lot of men out here that are not masculine. They're not exuding masculinity. And they're letting women dominate them. And it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Now, as far as a marriage is concerned, there's a lot of things that my wife does. Excuse me, y'all. Whew, I overdressed this morning, so at least I got some extra water weight with this sweater on. Got some water weight off. But there's a lot of things in my marriage that my wife does better than me. I'll be the first one to admit that, So there's a lot of things in our marriage that I let her, not necessarily lead, but she takes care of it. But at the end of the day, I'm still the man of the house. I'm still the leader. I'm still the one that's over everything. Because here's the thing, going back to what I was saying from a biblical standpoint, God asked what Adam was, not Eve. So if things fall short in the world, God wants men to answer to that, not women. That's just the bottom line. So, so the things that I let my wife take care of, right? And I'm not even talking about, men roles and women roles. I'm talking about just basic stuff that takes care of the family and make sure the family is okay. There's certain things I do let her take care of because she does it better than me, right? We're one. When we got married, we're one, right? So, what I do to help the family and what she does to help the family brings the family together. We're a team, right? So, but the thing is that, if she falls short on certain things, God's not going to ask her what's going on or why you do this and why you do that. You know what God's going to do? He's going to ask me what's going on and why things fail, not her. See, the thing is that, a lot of times, when women, when they put themselves in leadership positions or they are put in leadership positions, right? A lot of times they don't want to accept the accountability aspect of being a leader. A lot of women, not all, but a lot of women. And I'm not saying that my wife wouldn't accept accountability, but the thing is that it's not even her jurisdiction to have accountability when it comes to those things. The accountability falls on me. So if the family fails, it's on me. It's not her. So the thing is that I have to trust her to do certain things, right, that she does better than me. But at the same time, I'm still accountable for her, right? Same thing when it comes to the finances. You know what I'm saying? Like, she handles most of the finances, but I'm the breadwinner, right? So what I make for the family belongs to everybody. And if she makes any money, it belongs to her. What mine's is hers, and what hers is hers. That's the way things are supposed to be. That's just my opinion, right? I know some folks going to come up here and say that, that's not how I work things, and that's not how I run my house. That's fine. I'm not telling you how to run your house. I'm just saying how I run my house. And the way I run my house is I'm the leader, not my wife. I'm the leader. Unless I become incapacitated, where I cannot lead anymore effectively, then my wife, my helpmeet, will take over the reins. But for the most part, if I'm ably bodied to be a leader in my household, I'm going to do that. Before I get off this video, I saw a video from Anton Daniels. I'm pretty sure it was yesterday, where he was reacting to a video of this woman that was saying that women are falling out with their men because they refuse to vote for Kamala Harris because she's a woman. So that's a loaded topic too, right? And I'm not going to belabor the video and try to get into those things, but what I will say is that there's a lot of men out there that do feel that way, that they feel like a woman should not lead the country. But here's my take on it, right? Here's my take. So the presidency is a position, right? Now, of course, as a president, yes, you are a leader of the country. But would I say that she would be actually leading men behind her? Like if I was infantry and I was a squad leader and I'm leading men, a squad or platoon in battle, it's not the same. And I look at it, and I look at leadership as those things. I look at leadership like I'm on top, pause, right? I'm at the top of the tier, and I have men and women behind me, and I'm leading them to a certain goal, right? That's the way I interpret leadership. And the presidency, for the most part, is a position. So from a world aspect, yes, she'll be a leader, but do I think that it's that serious that she couldn't be a president because of that aspect? I don't think so. That's in my opinion, right? The presidency is a little bit different than actually being in a position where you're actually over men and you're being in charge of men, right? It's a little bit different than that, you know what I'm saying? Just my opinion, you know what I'm saying? And somebody can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but that's the way I look at the presidency. But a lot of men don't look at it that way. They look at it like this woman's gonna be in charge of the whole country, and I'm not supporting that because I'm not gonna be led by a woman. So, I mean, it's very unfortunate that women are being that petty and they're being that, just out of pocket to just lead their man and just be like, whatever, because, and I mean, getting broke up, I mean, divorcing, breaking up, cussing their man out, all these things, all because of the notion that man feels like that Kamala should not be president. Well, what I would ask this woman is that, are you the leader in your house, or is your husband the leader of the house? Who's the leader? So if you're being mad at your husband that he's not voting for Kamala, then that means that you wearing the pants in the house. You the one that's in charge. You the one making all the money. You the one making all the bread. You the one that's making sure that if somebody breaks into the house, you grab the gat and start busting off. You know what I'm saying? You the one that's doing that, not him. That's the way you're coming off. Because if that's not the case, then you really have no position to even be mad at your husband for thinking that way. But anyways, I'm not going to go off in a tangent here because I know that this can be a very sensitive topic. But, like I said, title of the video was, can women lead men? Did I answer the question? Did I answer the question? Can women lead men? I think, like I said, it's my personal opinion, I think that women that are put in leadership positions can lead men. But is it optimal? No, I don't believe so. I think that women can lead men, but is it optimal? Is it a preferred method? Is it the natural thing to do? No, it isn't. That's in the video. So you want me to discuss a topic or something you think is beneficial to the channel? Email me at findingfitnessfolk@gmail.com. My email address is in the description below. This is Ace OG, signing out. I'm gone.